COVID has not, suddenly disappeared. COVID still exists in Texas, in the United States, and across the globe. But it is clear from the recoveries, from the vaccinations, from the reduced hospitalizations, and from the safe practices that Texans are using, that state mandates are no longer needed.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott explaining his decision to end the state's mask mandate and lift restrictions on businesses. The repeals take effect this coming Wednesday. Governor Abbott joins a growing number of governors across the country who are easing coronavirus restrictions. More than a dozen states across the country currently have no mask mandate at all. Let's bring in Texas Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick. Lieutenant Governor Patrick, it's been nearly a year that Texas has been under a fairly strict mandate. Some health experts say it's too early to lift the mask requirements. What goes into the governor's thinking here?
So, John, there are a couple of things at work here. First of all, and there's been some misreporting, not from Fox, but from other outlets, that the percentage of people we have vaccinated. It's correct if you look at the entire population of 29 million people, John, but we have about 22 million adults. And then within another 2 weeks, we'll be somewhere between 7.5 and 8 million vaccinated. So the 22 million adults, about 25% of those will decline. So you're looking at about 15 to 16 million people who want the vaccination, meaning we're almost halfway there in another couple of weeks. And also, John, we've done something differently in Texas to help reduce this risk and hospitalizations. Many states and the CDC said vaccinate people based on jobs. We did it based on age. We said if you're 65 plus, you're our priority, because 72% of the deaths have been in that age group. They're the ones often in the hospitals and in the ICU units. So as we vaccinate more and more of that group, and we think in 4 to 6 weeks we will have vaccinated everyone 65 and over who wants one, and then you spread it out to the rest of the population. We believe in the next 4 to 6 weeks, John, most people who want a vaccination 65 and over, and in another month or so after that, the population who wants it. We look at that issue, John. The vaccinations are a key to this. Secondly, our hospitalizations are down to the lowest point they've been in 4 months. Our cases are down. Our deaths are down to some of the lowest in 4 months. And the last thing, John, is people in Texas have made a decision. I'm not a mandate guy. I don't believe in telling people what to do, but give them information. And many people, John, I will tell you, I travel all over the 254 counties in Texas as Lieutenant Governor. I've been doing that recently. Many people out there just aren't wearing a mask. They've made a decision to take a risk on their own. Many other people have insisted on still wearing a mask. And that's all we're saying. We're taking the mandate away. When I'm with people who don't wear a mask, I don't wear one. When I'm with people who ask me to, or I know they would want to because they're wearing one, out of respect to them, I wear one. And so people have made these decisions. They're learning to cope. They're learning to operate their businesses. And we're allowing the schools to make their choices. We're allowing business to make those choices if they want to require their customers. So, John, this has been overblown by the media and the left, who just want us to truly be Neanderthals, like California, asking people to stay in their cave for another 6 months or another year.
Well, it might not surprise you that the mayor of Austin, Steve Adler, says that repealing the statewide mandate is confusing for people. Listen to him.
Now, our governor has said that it's still important to wear masks, and I appreciate that. But by removing the mandate, I think we create an ambiguity. There are many people in the state that are hearing that as a message that masking doesn't work, it's not effective, or that we're past concern on the virus. And that ambiguity in communication is what I have the biggest issue with.
So what would you say to Mayor Adler about the governor's order?
Yeah. I would say he's very confused, John. He's another liberal Democrat that's more cut out to be in California than Texas, quite frankly. Let's see, he told everyone to stay home and not go out while he was in Cabo St. Luke. He defunded the police to the point that our state police had to back up the city. Crime is up in Austin, and it's almost a ghost town because of his decisions. If more people ran Texas with his thinking, our entire state would be like New York or California. And we're not going to be like that, John. We will, if the dynamics on the ground change, the governor has already said, if any of our 22 hospital districts, if we see a spike above 15% for 7 days, they can make a decision locally on more requirements, or we can go and revisit it. But, John, we believe that with the vaccination, people are still practicing social distancing, still washing their hands, and many are still wearing masks. We believe that maybe we can make our way through this, and that's why he made that decision. And John, I go back to we're just taking away the mandate, like 15 other states, Alaska, Arizona, Florida, Georgia, Iowa, Idaho, Mississippi, Montana, Missouri, Nebraska, North Dakota, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Alabama's coming on another few weeks. This is not so different. The left just wanted to take a shot at Texas because they don't like the fact that in Texas we've been able to protect people and still keep our economy moving, unlike New York or California, which is really Neanderthal thinking. When you send people with COVID to nursing homes to die, that's Neanderthal. When you tell people stay in your cave in California, that's Neanderthal. Telling people in Texas to make a good decision and move forward and let our businesses be open, we think that's the right decision. And at the Capitol, John, where we're in session, we have signs up that say we strongly advise you to wear a mask. And I'll still be wearing it many times when I'm around folks. But we're just taking away the mandate. The mayor of Austin is like a lot of the Democrats around the state who run our big cities, confused, and they've locked down their public quite a bit during this last year. And they still want everyone to stay indoors and not go far.
Well, we know that the death rate and the infection rate has been dropping in Texas, and
yes,
that is the good news. Texas Lieutenant
and we're
Governor.
going to watch it carefully, and we're going to watch it very carefully, John. If we see a change in that, we will respond. But we're not going to keep people in a cave like they are in California.
Dan Patrick, the Lieutenant
Thanks,
Governor
John.
of Texas. Thank you.